Alright, so your glass stovetop used to gleam like a mirror when you first got it, and somewhere along the way, it became a canvas for every speck of dust, every grease splatter, and every mysterious fingerprint known to humanity. You're not alone in this frustration, and more importantly, you're not stuck with a permanently cloudy, scratched-up cooking surface. The good news? Most of the damage happening on your stovetop is completely preventable. And the bad news is that we've all been doing something wrong in our cleaning routines. But stick with me, because once you understand what's actually causing those scratches and what you should actually be doing instead, you'll transform your cleaning process entirely. My name is Mason, and I've spent years talking with professional cleaning experts to understand exactly what works and what absolutely doesn't when it comes to glass cooktops. So let's dig into this properly. If you're watching this, you probably already know the struggle. Glass stovetops look phenomenal in a modern kitchen. They're sleek, they're contemporary, and they make your cooking space feel premium. The moment you turn them on for the first time, though, you'll notice something else. They're like a fingerprint magnet mixed with a crumb collector and a grease trap all in one. But here's what most people don't realize until it's too late. The actual problem isn't the glass itself. The problem is how we clean it. And if you're using the wrong methods, you're literally scratching your stovetop deeper with every cleaning session. If you're curious about protecting your investment and keeping your stovetop looking new, make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss the detailed steps we're about to walk through. Let me start by telling you what's actually destroying your glass cooktop, because understanding the enemy is the first step to preventing damage. The first thing I want to emphasize is this. The scratches on your glass stovetop are almost never caused by a single incident. They're caused by a slow accumulation of bad habits and the wrong tools. Lisa McQueen, a commercial cleaning expert and CEO of Clean Corp, explained to me that people often assume the cleaning product itself is the problem, when in reality it's the tools and techniques causing the damage. She's seen countless stovetops destroyed by people using steel wool, harsh scrubbing pads, and even generic razors applied at the wrong angle. Think about what happens when you're cleaning a dried-on food splatter while your stovetop is still cooling down. You're probably grabbing whatever cloth is nearby and scrubbing aggressively to break up that burnt residue. What you don't realize is that there are microscopic crumbs still sitting on that glass surface. When you drag your cloth across it with force, those particles act like sandpaper, scratching fine lines into the glass. That's actually where most of the damage comes from. It's not one big, aggressive movement. It's the small particles being dragged across the surface, combined with friction and pressure. One mistake people make constantly is scrubbing burnt residue while the surface is completely dry. The friction created by this action can create incredibly fine scratches that you might not even notice at first. But over time, they add up and make your stovetop look dull and worn. McQueen told me that she's shocked at what a single piece of burnt food or a few salt crystals can do to a glass surface when they're dragged across it repeatedly. Let's talk about specific tools and products you absolutely need to remove from your cleaning arsenal right now. Steel wool is a complete no-go. Those tiny metal strands are designed to be abrasive, and glass stovetops have no chance against them. The same goes for scouring pads, especially anything marketed as heavy-duty. Even if the product says it's safe for glass, if it's textured and rough, it's going to damage your surface. Abrasive powders are another major culprit. Products like Comet or similar cleaners contain harsh minerals that will etch into the glass permanently. You might think you're getting a deep clean, but what you're actually doing is creating a microscopic pattern of damage that dulls the finish and makes your stovetop look perpetually foggy. Chris Willett, a cleaning expert and founder of Alpine Maids, made a point that stuck with me. These powders don't just clean, they actively degrade the glass surface. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Windex and ammonia-based cleaners are doing serious damage to your stovetop. I know, because Windex is everywhere and seems like the logical choice for glass, but these chemicals are harsh enough that they actually etch the glass over time. The really insidious part, you won't notice it immediately. What you'll notice eventually is that your stovetop starts looking permanently cloudy with a blue or gray discoloration, especially in areas that get heated regularly. That discoloration isn't coming off, it's damage. Bleach is another absolute no, and dirty cloths that already have food particles or grease trapped in them are basically just spreading those particles around while you clean. Even razors and blades, if used incorrectly or at the wrong angle, can scratch your glass. The problem is that most people use them too aggressively or apply them at an angle that drags rather than cuts. Understanding these culprits is your first defense against a damaged stovetop. Now that you know what to avoid, let's move into the actual cleaning process and how to do it right. Let's move on to the preparation phase. Before you even think about applying any cleaning product or cloth to your stovetop, you need to set yourself up for success with proper preparation. This is where a lot of people fail because they skip steps or rush through them. Patience in this phase directly translates to a scratch-free, gleaming surface. First step is to make absolutely sure your stovetop is completely cool. This isn't just about safety, though that's obviously important. You could easily burn yourself through a cloth. It's also about the actual cleaning results. When you clean a hot glass stovetop, products evaporate too quickly, leaving streaks and residue. The heat also causes the glass to expand slightly, which can affect how the cleaning solution sits on the surface. You want to work on a cool surface every single time. Once it's cool, your next priority is removing all loose debris. This is genuinely one of the most critical steps for preventing scratches, and I want you to understand why. Use a soft microfiber cloth or paper towel to gently brush away any crumbs, burnt food particles, or salt crystals. The key word here is gently yach. You're not wiping yet, you're barely touching the surface. Think of it as coaxing the loose particles away rather than aggressively sweeping them off. Willett explained to me that scratches typically happen because people don't remove the debris first. When you drag a cloth across a surface that's covered in hard particles like salt crystals or burnt food, that cloth traps those particles and drags them across the glass. It's like using sandpaper, except you're not even aware you're doing it. So you need to almost brush the surface, using a very light touch, just getting those loose pieces off first. The technique matters more than you'd think. Use small, light brushing motions. Some people even prefer using a soft brush for this step, something designed for delicate surfaces. The goal is to move those particles off the stovetop entirely, onto the floor or into a trash can, rather than just shifting them around. Now for the cleaner application phase. Once you've removed all the loose debris, you're ready to apply a cleaner. But your choice here matters significantly because not all glass cleaners are created equal. McQueen recommends using a cream-based glass cooktop cleaner. These products are specifically formulated to break down grease and burnt residue without eating away at the glass surface. The creamy consistency also means it doesn't evaporate quickly, giving you a longer window to work with the product before buffing it off. She also mentioned that cream-based cleaners leave a nice shine as a bonus benefit. For stovetops with tougher, more stubborn residue, McQueen's technique is to apply the cleaner and then place a warm, damp cloth over the affected area for several minutes. This allows the cleaner to soak in and start breaking down the burnt food, making it easier to remove without excessive scrubbing later. If you prefer a more natural approach, baking soda is your secret weapon. After you've brushed away all the loose debris, sprinkle baking soda across the entire stovetop surface. Baking soda is soft enough that it won't scratch the glass, yet it's effective enough to break down grease and stuck-on food. Willett walks through his process. After the baking soda is applied, he takes a damp cloth, wrings it out well, and lays it directly over the baking soda. Before placing the cloth, he drops a few drops of dish soap onto the damp cloth. This combination, baking soda, dish soap, and moisture, is incredibly effective. Let this sit undisturbed for 15 to 20 minutes. During this time, the moisture is softening the burnt residue, the baking soda is working on the grease, and the soap is helping break down oils. You're not forcing anything, you're letting chemistry do the work. Why this matters is that you're solving the biggest problem that causes both scratches and unsatisfying results. You're softening the residue before you even attempt to clean it. Most people skip this patience step, jump straight to scrubbing, and then wonder why they're getting scratches or why some spots won't come clean. The dirt doesn't want to leave easily, so you have to help it along by softening it first. We are now starting the buffing process. Once you've let your cleaner or baking soda mixture do its work, it's time to actually clean the surface. This is where you need to be incredibly intentional with your movements. Grab either a soft microfiber cloth or a non-scratch pad. These are specifically designed for delicate surfaces and won't harm the glass. The technique is simple but crucial. Work in gentle circular motions. You're not pressing hard and you're not scrubbing aggressively. You're using light to medium pressure, moving in circles, allowing the cloth to do the work rather than relying on elbow grease. Start with one area of the stovetop and move methodically around the surface. You should be able to see the cleaner working and the residue lifting away. If it's not coming off easily, resist the urge to press harder. Instead, apply a bit more cleaner and let it sit for another minute or two. Once you've worked through the entire surface, finish with a clean, dry microfiber cloth. This final buffing is what gives you that streak-free, shiny finish. Some people like to add a touch of white vinegar to this final buff. The vinegar enhances the shine and helps remove any last traces of cleaner or residue. Willett also mentioned that there are commercial stovetop shiner products available if you want an extra glossy finish, though the vinegar method works just as well for most people. Let's dive into prevention strategies that actually work. Now that you understand how to clean your stovetop properly, let's talk about preventing damage in the first place. These habits will dramatically extend the life and appearance of your glass cooktop. The biggest prevention mistake Willett sees is people sliding cookware across the glass burners. Never slide your pots and pans. Always lift them. Dragging heavy cookware across the surface, especially if the bottom is dirty or has grit on it, creates scratches. Before you place any pot or pan on your stovetop, check the bottom for debris, sand, or grit. It takes 5 seconds, and it prevents weeks' worth of visible damage. Wipe spills quickly, but carefully. The longer a spill sits on your stovetop, especially if it's sugar-based or oil-based, the harder it becomes to remove safely. When you eventually clean it, you'll be tempted to scrub aggressively because it's so stuck on. Instead, if you wipe it up soon after it happens, it comes off easily with minimal cleaning effort and minimal scratch risk. This ties back to the patience principle. Dealing with fresh spills is far easier than dealing with burnt-on residue. Use a dedicated microfiber cloth for your stovetop. If your cloth is pulling double duty, cleaning the stovetop 1 minute and then wiping down your counters the next, it's probably picking up grease, food scraps, and dust that you're then dragging back across your glass surface. Having a clean, dedicated cloth specifically for stovetop buffing ensures you're not introducing new particles every time you clean. Establish a light but consistent cleaning routine. This is far safer than aggressive cleaning sessions where you try to remove weeks of buildup at once. A quick, gentle clean every few days is infinitely better than a harsh scrub once a month. When you clean regularly, nothing has time to build up or burn on, so your cleaning method can remain gentle. Finally, the mindset shift that McQueen emphasized to me. The goal is never to scrub harder. The goal is to soften the residue first and then clean gently. Most scratches happen when people rush the process. They see stubborn, burnt food, panic, and immediately grab something abrasive or start scrubbing like they're trying to sand down the surface. Instead, slow down, be intentional, and let your cleaners and techniques do the work. Here is the complete supplies checklist for your stovetop. Before you start any cleaning session, make sure you have the right supplies. You don't need much, but what you have needs to be appropriate. Soft microfiber cloths are essential. Get several so you have clean ones available. Paper towels work in a pinch for the initial debris removal. A cream-based glass cooktop cleaner is your primary cleaning product, though baking soda is an excellent alternative and is something most people already have. Dish soap is useful for the baking soda method. Warm water is crucial for dampening cloths and creating the right consistency. White vinegar is optional but recommended for that final buff and shine. That's genuinely all you need. Now, let's see what your stovetop will look like after proper care. Once you've implemented these cleaning practices and prevention habits, you'll notice changes. Your stovetop will look brighter, cleaner, and the glass will have that reflective quality it had when it was new. More importantly, you won't be adding new scratches with every cleaning session. You're actually preserving your investment and extending the life of your appliance. The key takeaway is that glass stovetop care is about prevention first, gentle cleaning second. You're not fighting against your stovetop, you're working with it, understanding what causes damage, and avoiding those situations entirely. The cleaning itself is almost simple once you've removed the variables that cause scratches. If you found this helpful, please consider leaving a like on this video. It helps the algorithm understand that you want more kitchen cleaning content. Share this with anyone in your life who's been struggling with their glass stovetop, because these methods really work. And if you have questions or want to share your own glass stovetop transformation, drop a comment below. I read every single one, and I'm always interested in hearing about your cleaning challenges and successes. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.